The wrestling world found itself in absolute chaos when Liv Morgan experienced one of the most talked about moments in recent WWE history during a live broadcast that left fans, cameras, and social media platforms completely stunned. What was supposed to be another electrifying episode of Monday Night Raw turned into something nobody could have predicted as the Women's World Champion found herself at the center of a wardrobe malfunction that spread across the internet faster than wildfire. Before we dive into exactly what happened that night and how everyone involved reacted to this unprecedented situation, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're bringing you all the exclusive details that the mainstream media won't tell you about. The incident occurred during what appeared to be a routine segment where Liv Morgan was scheduled to cut a promo in the ring addressing her upcoming championship defense. She walked down the ramp with her usual confidence, radiating that energy that has made her one of the most popular superstars on the entire roster. Her outfit for the evening was one of her signature ring attires designed to showcase her athletic build while maintaining the flexibility needed for high-impact wrestling maneuvers. The cameras were rolling live as millions of viewers tuned in from their homes expecting another typical episode of wrestling entertainment. Nobody in the arena or watching at home could have anticipated what was about to unfold in the next few moments. As Liv stepped between the ropes and grabbed the microphone, the atmosphere in the arena was electric with fans cheering and chanting her name. She began speaking about her recent victories and the challengers lined up to face her for the championship title. The production crew had multiple camera angles focused on her, capturing every word and gesture for the live broadcast. Everything seemed perfectly normal as she paced around the ring, delivering her lines with the charisma that has defined her entire career. The lighting was perfect, the sound was crisp, and the audience was completely engaged in what she was saying. Then in a split second everything changed. During an animated gesture while emphasizing a point about her dominance in the division, there was a sudden wardrobe failure that caught everyone completely off guard. The top portion of her ring gear, which had been securely fastened before she entered the arena, experienced a critical malfunction. The clasp that held everything in place gave way under the stress of her movements, and before anyone could react, her chest area became partially exposed on live television. The cameras, which were broadcasting to millions of households around the world, captured the entire incident in real time. The reaction was instantaneous and came from multiple directions simultaneously. Liv Morgan's face showed immediate shock as she realized what had just happened. Her hands moved quickly to cover herself as she turned away from the hard camera, trying to preserve whatever modesty she could in that moment. The referee, who was standing near the ropes, immediately rushed over to assist her, providing additional coverage while she attempted to fix the situation. Several crew members from backstage sprinted down the ramp carrying towels and emergency wardrobe supplies to help resolve the crisis as quickly as possible. In the production truck, the director made a split-second decision to cut away from the ring camera and switch to a wide audience shot. The technical team worked frantically to prevent any further exposure from being broadcast while simultaneously trying to maintain some semblance of a coherent show. The commentators who were calling the action live fell silent for a moment, clearly unsure of how to address what had just occurred on their program. You could hear the confusion in their voices as they attempted to redirect viewer attention to something else, anything else that could serve as a distraction from the incident. The live crowd in the arena had mixed reactions that ranged across the entire spectrum of human emotion. Some fans immediately looked away out of respect for the performer, while others pulled out their phones to document what they were witnessing. There were gasps of surprise audible throughout the venue, mixed with some inappropriate cheers from certain sections of the audience. Security personnel moved quickly through the crowd to discourage anyone from recording or photographing the incident, but in the age of smartphones and instant social media, it was nearly impossible to contain the situation completely. Backstage, the entire locker room became aware of what was happening within seconds. Fellow wrestlers, both male and female, stopped what they were doing to watch the monitors in horror and concern for their colleague. Several of the women's division performers immediately made their way toward the gorilla position, ready to rush out and provide assistance if needed. The atmosphere backstage shifted from the usual pre-show energy to one of serious concern as everyone wondered how this situation would be handled and what the fallout would be. WWE officials scrambled to manage the crisis on multiple fronts simultaneously. The legal team was immediately consulted about potential liability issues and broadcast standards violations. The public relations department began preparing statements to address the incident before it could spiral further out of control. Production executives were on the phone with network representatives, explaining what had happened and assuring them that measures were being taken to prevent any repeat occurrence. The entire corporate structure of the company went into damage control mode within minutes of the malfunction. Social media platforms exploded with posts about the incident as viewers who had witnessed it live began sharing their reactions. Hashtags related to the wardrobe malfunction began trending immediately across multiple platforms. Screenshots and video clips, despite WWE's efforts to have them removed, began circulating through various channels. The speed at which information and media spread in the digital age meant that within 15 minutes of the incident occurring, it had already been seen and discussed by hundreds of thousands of people who weren't even watching the original broadcast. Liv Morgan eventually exited the ring with assistance from crew members and made her way backstage, where she was immediately surrounded by supportive colleagues and staff. Reports from people who were present indicated that she was understandably upset and embarrassed by what had occurred. The wardrobe department conducted an immediate investigation into how the malfunction happened, examining the gear to determine if it was a manufacturing defect, poor design, or simply wear and tear from previous use. They needed answers quickly to ensure this type of incident wouldn't happen to any other performer. The remainder of the show continued, but there was an undeniable shift in energy both in the arena and presumably among viewers at home. The commentators made no direct reference to what had happened, instead focusing exclusively on upcoming matches and storylines. WWE made the decision not to acknowledge the incident during the broadcast itself, choosing instead to move forward as if nothing unusual had occurred. This approach, while controversial, was consistent with how major broadcasting entities typically handle unexpected situations that could be considered inappropriate for their audience. In the hours and days following the incident, WWE released a brief statement acknowledging that there had been a wardrobe malfunction during the broadcast and apologizing to viewers who may have been offended. The statement emphasized that measures were being taken to ensure similar incidents would be prevented in the future. They mentioned enhanced quality control procedures for ring gear and additional safety checks before performers went live. The company also made it clear that Liv Morgan was not at fault and that she had their complete support during this difficult time. Liv Morgan herself addressed the situation through her social media accounts after taking some time to process what had happened. Her statement was measured and showed remarkable composure given the circumstances. She thanked fans for their support and understanding while also calling out those who had shared inappropriate content from the incident. She emphasized that while accidents happen in live television, the way people choose to react to those accidents says a lot about their character. Her response was widely praised as being dignified and mature, especially considering the vulnerable position she had been put in. The wrestling community rallied around Liv Morgan in the aftermath of the incident. Current and former performers from various promotions voiced their support on social media platforms. Many shared their own stories of near misses or actual wardrobe issues they had experienced during their careers, highlighting how common these concerns actually are in a profession that requires revealing costumes and athletic movement. The solidarity shown across the industry demonstrated a level of professionalism and mutual respect that exists among performers regardless of company affiliations. Industry experts and veteran performers weighed in on the technical aspects of what had gone wrong. Several pointed out that wrestling attire faces unique stresses that regular clothing doesn't encounter. The combination of physical contact, high-impact movements, sweat, and the general wear and tear of repeated performances creates conditions where equipment failure is always a possibility. Some called for industry-wide standards regarding gear construction and safety checks to protect all performers from similar situations. The incident sparked broader conversations about how women performers in wrestling and entertainment are treated and portrayed. Many commentators noted the double standard that exists, where male performers rarely face the same kind of scrutiny or viral humiliation when wardrobe issues occur. The conversation expanded to include discussions about costume design, athletic wear, safety, and the pressures placed on female performers to wear revealing attire while simultaneously being expected to prevent any exposure. From a broadcast perspective, the incident raised questions about the protocols networks have in place for handling unexpected situations during live programming. Television industry professionals discussed the challenges of managing live content where anything can happen at any moment. The debate included considerations about broadcast delays, camera angle management, and the responsibilities of production teams to protect performers from embarrassment while still delivering compelling content to audiences. Merchandising and sponsorship departments within WWE had to assess whether the incident would have any impact on brand partnerships or product sales. Some sponsors expressed concern about being associated with controversial content, while others recognized it as an unavoidable accident in live entertainment. The financial implications extended beyond immediate concerns to long-term considerations about how the incident might affect the company's reputation and marketability. Legal experts analyzed potential ramifications from various angles, including privacy rights, intellectual property concerns, and broadcast standards violations. Questions arose about who owned the rights to footage of the incident and whether WWE had grounds to pursue legal action against individuals or platforms sharing unauthorized clips. The complexity of digital media rights in the modern age made these questions particularly challenging to answer definitively. Psychologists and mental health professionals who work with athletes and entertainers discussed the emotional toll such an incident could take on a performer. The humiliation of having such a personal moment broadcast to millions, combined with the knowledge that it would be forever preserved in digital format, creates a unique form of trauma. They emphasized the importance of having support systems in place for performers who experience these types of situations and the need for organizations to prioritize mental health resources. The incident also became a teaching moment for aspiring wrestlers and entertainment professionals. Training schools and developmental programs began incorporating wardrobe safety into their curricula, ensuring that the next generation of performers would be better prepared to prevent and respond to such situations. The importance of having emergency plans and remaining professional during unexpected circumstances became emphasized elements of performer education. Fan reactions continued to evolve as time passed and the initial shock wore off. While some continued to make light of the situation, many more expressed genuine empathy and support for Liv Morgan. Fan forums and discussion groups became spaces where people debated appropriate responses to such incidents and what responsibilities viewers have when witnessing unexpected moments during live broadcasts. The maturity shown by a significant portion of the fan base demonstrated growth in how audiences engage with entertainment and the people who provide it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel because we bring you all the latest wrestling news and behind-the-scenes information that you won't find anywhere else. We keep you updated on everything happening in the world of professional wrestling with detailed coverage and exclusive insights that help you stay informed about your favorite superstars and the industry as a whole.